On the Republican primary ticket for the Washington County Judges race, there are three candidates: incumbent Patrick Deakins, Tim Shepard, and Mark Scalise.
We realize that there's a lot of challenges, but there's a lot of opportunities in Washington County. And a lot of times that work will take more than one term.
I believe Washington County is at a crossroads. I believe this is an organization in crisis.
It's time to do something for the greater good, something that's going to benefit, the community, not just my immediate family.
All three candidates identify accounting for region-wide growth as one of their biggest issues to tackle.
You should have a 3 to 5 year plan. So everything should be strategic. As far as infrastructure goes, we need to identify the places where growth is going so that we make sure we're accommodating that, not just haphazardly applying infrastructure. And I think that's one area we're going to be very efficient in.
We need a loop around this geographic area from Bella Vista, just north of Bentonville, a western loop all the way around, coming down south, meeting down in the West Fork area.
Let's think about our growth as not only municipalities but the county, and invest in central EMS. That's one of the more granular and top priorities that I've identified within the next year or 2 years.
Each candidate has other issues they'd want to address if elected.
I also talk to taxpayers every day who open those tax assessments and see the growing amount of taxes they owe Washington County. You know, that's a product of our success and the property values around here, but as taxpayers, we owe them to look at that, assess that, and so I see the second term having a lot to do with property tax reform.
First and foremost is transparency with the public. People like to talk about that all the time. I come from an environment that is very open for what it is in law enforcement. I'm used to a lot of Freedom of Information Act requests. We get hundreds of those a week at the Fayetteville Police Department. And I know that's been a problem here where people don't feel like they have access, but also listening to the public.
There's a jail issue. I mean, we do have that issue, overcrowding. So what we need to do is find a facility that's better able to treat the core problem, and that would be a mental health facility, mental health hospital.
All three believe their respective experience separates them from their opponents.
I came here to go to law school in 1989. I'm a former prosecuting attorney. I've moved from here to Philadelphia as a litigator. And I currently have, I'm a licensed attorney and I practice right now. I have the business, the engineering, and the legal background and education and experience.
I had to learn about financial crimes and then going into administrative roles where you're doing internal affairs investigation, which is discipline and investigating officers for misconduct, litigation response, large IT enterprise software integrations that are massive, and making sure those work and those contracts bring value to the organization and to the taxpayer.
In any given day, I could be down in the muddy ditch with our road crews working on a technical road problem to help them solve problems. And then in that same day, you're expected to put on a sport coat and be in the boardroom negotiating on Washington County's behalf. I've gotten used to that.
All vying for your vote on Election Day.
Look at the last 4 years. Have we made progress? Absolutely. Have we become the people in the boardroom that are respected and responsible? Absolutely. If you have things you want to see in the future of Washington County, come collaborate and work with us. We're ready to work together.
I'm doing it to leave this world a better place than I found it. And I have got the resources and as I said, the experience that I bring to bear on behalf of the citizens, and I'm looking forward to putting it to good use on their behalf.
I'm fourth generation in Washington County. This is where my family's been, where I've grown up, and the decisions I make here, I have to live with, and it affects the people I know and love.